you are sitting in the best seats in house, and we are thrilled to join you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Fly alongside Dawson Wiedrich, here to call tonight's action of Knights women's basketball as the Knights take on the 25th ranked team in the nation and the captains of Christopher Newport University.
Absolutely. It's such an exciting time to be here. I love this arena. I love the atmosphere that it brings, especially this late in the season when it gets into tense conference play. And again, it's like you said, it's top two matchup in the CAC. Should be a fun one.
Absolutely should be. Knights still in their tear of excellence, have 12-game winning streaks so far, but Dawson, Knights not able to crack a national ranking within the top 25. The captains of CNU ranked 25th in the nation. Knights have a better record than they do, but they're still not ranked.
Absolutely. And yeah, talking about that, you know, the rankings, they do show that SVU got one vote to get into the ranking. Of course, that's not enough to get into the top 25. And so you have to wonder if you're SVU, this is a statement game for you. The past few games have been statement games, of course. I mean, you have Frostburg State and then Salisbury. Those were then the top or the second ranked team in the conference, both change, of course, with losses. But again, if you're SVU, you don't want to really think about that too much, but you want it to drive you. You want to motivate you. Like you said, they're on a 12-game win streak. It's easy to think, what more can we do? What more can we prove to show that we belong in the top 25? I think another win today can even more strengthen their case for that.
I think it absolutely will. Knights at the top of the CAC right now, leading in basically every single category, scoring, rebounds, and blocks. And we saw some great work from Katie Garish, and especially in their last game. Last time the Knights were at home, they faced off against the Seagulls of Salisbury. And in that game, Dawson, both teams in the beginning first half really struggled shooting basically from the field and from deep.
They absolutely did. The halftime score ended up being 19-18, which is abysmal to some coaches. It was just struggling. You know, you see these highlights right here, I guess lowlights you could say, where shooting was just so hard to come out for the Knights. We saw a lot of great offensive rebounding, of course, which definitely helped them in the long run, but the first half was just awful.
Absolutely, very much a defensive stand in that game. Salisbury ranked the #1 defense in the CAC. Knights close behind as second in the CAC. So it really was a defensive matchup in that last game against the Seagulls of Salisbury. But we did see some breakthrough. The Knights started to pick it up towards the end, shooting the ball extremely well from deep. And Dawson, the energy from the bench and on this entire Knights team was just absolutely amazing to watch.
Oh my gosh, it absolutely was. I mean, looking at the game, or at least from our seat, you'd think that the players in the seats were the fans, which is how it should be. There's so much energy. I mean, you saw the great layup there from Lexus Barnes, and right here you'll see a three-pointer from Brittany Ballum that even further extended the lead. But again, the energy was so nice and so refreshing for their team to cheer them on.
Absolutely. It's part of that play like a championship mentality that Coach Wardenberg has instilled in his girls. Every single play they have, good or bad, you see players rushing the floor, cheering on their teammates. Great showing by the Knights in that game, and in the end, the Knights able to pull out the win against the Seagulls 66-50 to bring their winning streak to 12 and bring it tonight where they're looking for their 13th straight, again, against the 25th ranked team in the nation and the captains of CMU.
Absolutely, and to do that, they have to go back to the old reliable once again, Katie Garish. That's 3 straight CAC Player of the Weeks for her, 4 in the season, if I'm not mistaken. And she's proven time and time again she's a leader in points, rebounds, and blocks in the CAC. I mean, she's absolutely just tearing up everything all over the place. She's in multiple categories as well, in like the top 5, easy.
Absolutely. Don't forget she's #3 in the CAC for field goal percentages. Overall, a great player and a great asset for this Knights team. And don't forget, Dawson, yes, 3-time CAC Player of the Week. That's in a row. She's got it 4 times overall. But also last week, a great honor bestowed to her, NCAA Division III Women's Player of the Week. Just a great accolade for Katie Garish. It's just a tribute to her hard work. She averages 18 points a game and 13 rebounds, a double-double every single night, 3 blocks a game. She's just an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, she absolutely is. I mean, every game, I always come in here and wonder, will she do it again? Will she do it again? And she always does. And you know, I interview after these women's games every time, and I tell her, like, another double-double, another one. It's like they're just automatic at this point. She doesn't have to try anymore. She almost has them by halftime every single game.
Absolutely, just a great commodity for this Knights team. But Dawson, the CNU team, a really good team. They lead the CAC in scoring, averaging right around 80, 79 points a game. So it should be interesting for the Knights to see how they deal with that amount of scoring. Last time they went against Salisbury, one of the lesser in terms of the offensive powers in the CAC, more of a defensive powerhouse with Salisbury. But today they're up against a really, really high-octane offense in CNU.
Absolutely. In order to combat that, of course, you have to play great defense. But, of course, if it's a great offense, there's only so much you can do to slow it down. So what the Knights need to do is they need to start fast offensively. Last time against Salisbury, they start off with only 19 points in the first half, as I previously mentioned. And that's not going to cut it against CNU. With CNU, they have to start shooting the ball well early on. They have to get it to Katie Garish early. They have to get it to Savannah Christensen at the three-point line early. But they also have to get to the free throw line. That's the key, because the Knights are very good when they get to the free throw line. When they get there, they cash in.
Actually, in the last game against Salisbury, they allowed 26 points from the foul line against the Seagulls, just to add to that scoring that they had at the end. If they would have just not given up at least half of the foul shots they gave it to Salisbury, it'd be a totally different game. If you're looking to do that in this game, got to be really careful with CNU. 3 of their top scorers in double digits. So be interested to see how the Knights react to such a high offense and able to play defense. Again, Knights second in the CSC in terms of defense.
Yeah, and again, just one thing I also want to mention for SVU right now that will really be a key is good bench play. We've seen that the past 2 games where the Knights have gone up against the second-ranked team in the conference, whether it be Salisbury or Frostburg State. You saw players like Corey Stout come in, and then Angel Tua-Savoy having in some key minutes, and Malia Dye in relief for Katie Garish. You have to have those bench players be productive as soon as they get on the floor in order to keep up the momentum that they will have at some point in this game, and just to, again, be that spark of energy that they'll be needed to be in this game.
Absolutely, Dawson. I need to ask you, with Katie Garish being such a problem on offense and defense, how much do we expect to see from the other Knights, the second leading scorer being Savannah Christian and the third leading scorer, Alexis Barnes? How much do you expect to see them tonight, and how much productivity should we get from them tonight?
Well, I mean, it's about the same as I think about every game. I mean, Alexis Barnes, she's really good at that dribble drive offense. And so if they can just get her in her groove early on, like she did in the second half, you saw in the highlights she had one of those great dribble drives and great layups. She's really good at those. It just takes her a while to get comfortable into it. And so if they can get that to her early and then get Savannah Christensen to the three-point line and get her making, because she's one of the most consistent three-point shooters on this team. In the past few games, she's usually the first player to make a three-pointer in the game. And so to get her started early so that everybody else can start chiming in from the three-point line, because, again, it doesn't seem like that anyone makes it until Savannah Christensen makes it. It's almost like she says, hey, I just made it. It's your turn. Go ahead. You're allowed now. So to shoot off three-point line for Christensen and get that dribble drive going early for Alexis Barnes.
Absolutely, and that's the tail of the tape for tonight's matchup as the Knights take on the 25th ranked team in the nation in CNU. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network, and we'll bring you back after the anthem and for tip-off.
Your attention, please. Welcome to the Knight Sports Arena at Southern Virginia University for today's Women's Basketball Capital Athletic Conference matchup featuring the captains of Christopher Newport University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following SVU athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist or sexist remarks. No personal remarks towards players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Thank you for your cooperation, and go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Andrew Blomquist.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're so very grateful for this opportunity we have to play basketball. We pray that each of the players may play to their best of the ability and that they may have a fun and enjoyable game. We pray that both sides will be able to play fair, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Now, if you will all rise and please face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now for your starting lineups.
Knight Arena, the venue for tonight's CSC matchup between the captains of Christopher Newport and the Knights of Southern Virginia. Welcome back. I'm Chris Fly along with Dawson Weidrich here to bring you tonight's action.
Yeah, we got the starters for you tonight. First off, for CNU, number 2, Julia Ng. Next up, number 5, Kiana Kirkland, leading scorer for the captains. They're 12.5 points per game. Number 15, you got Sandra Fan, who is a second leading scorer, or tied for second leading scorer. Along with the next one, Jessica Foster. Both average about 10.5 points per game. And the last one is Jessica Dagu, excuse me. And of course, you got your Knights coming up here. But Chris Newport's coached by Bill Broderick in his 7th season.
Now for the Knights of
Your women's basketball Knights of Southern Virginia University. First up is a senior, Brindy Ballum. She's been very productive these past 2 games, these very important games of their season. She's really stepped up, even led the team in scoring against Frostburg State. Next one is the freshman, Dawn Mead. Dawn Mead has done a lot of growing here early on in her career as a freshman starter at Southern Virginia. Has put in a lot of great minutes for this Knights team. The leader in three-point percentage, number 21, Savannah Christensen. She always gets things started from the three-point line, basically in every game it seems like. Next one's up the senior, number 23, Alexis Barnes. The athletic drive to the rim girl who gets plenty of rebounds. Fun fact, all for top 4 players, top 4 scorers of this team, also top 4 rebounders. And the next one, the beast in the middle, number 40, Katie Garish, the CAC Women's Player of the Week this past week.
And don't forget, Dawson, Katie Garish, NCAA Division III Women's Player of the Week, a great accolade for her and for this team. Should be a great matchup between the Knights of Southern Virginia and, again, 25th ranked team in the nation, the captains of CNU.
I mean, you see the bottom of your screen here, captains are 12-3, the Knights are 13-1. And like I was mentioning before, this has got to be a statement game for SVU. If they win today, they are again proving, hey, this isn't a fluke. We didn't have this 12-game win streak just accidentally. This is because we are a quality team. We're a team that deserves to be recognized in the top 25, and that's the statement they can make tonight against CNU.
Absolutely. The Knights unbeaten in the CAC. Captains of Christopher Newport stand at second in the CAC right now. Again, ranked 25th in the nation. Knights not able to crack that top 25 of the nation yet. But you know exactly that's what they're working for. That's what they want to have through the season, to prove to themselves and to the world that they're a formidable force, not only in just the CAC, but also in the entire NCAA Division III division. We are underway. Katie Garish able to win the tip for the Knights, and Dawn Mead starting things off with the first offensive possession of tonight. Knights got it into Garish, but Garish not able to finish. The rebound picked up by the captains and Fan.
See, that was an unsuccessful possession, but I love what SVU did early on. They got it to Katie Garish, and that whole possession where SVU had the ball, that bench was standing up. They were in this game, involved early on, and very active.
Long three from Foster off. It goes up hand to the captains, and now Dawn Mead with the ball for the Knights. Dawn Mead to the basket. No good. Rebounded by Kiana Kirkland. Kirkland, leading scorer for this captain's team.
Yeah, she just went up a little bit too strong. She had a great idea, a great lane. Just threw it up a little too high.
Gets it back out to Foster. Foster taking the floor general duties for the captains.
You're seeing a man-to-man switch on screens here.
And then the block by Garish. Now the Knights on offense. Again, Dawson. Katie Garish averages 3.1 blocks a game. She has upwards almost 50 blocks this season.
Yeah, in fact, if she gets another 6 blocks this game, she will have 50 on the season.
Ballum not able to convert on the easy two and to give the ball back to the captains. Back to Foster. Has it inside. No good. Rebounded by Christensen. That shot goes up from Jessica Dagiel.
Dawn Mead finds herself in a little bit of a trap.
And the travel called against Dawn Mead, the freshman point guard.
Yeah, she dribbled right into that one. She ended up having 3 girls around her, and then she just had to basically bail out, and in the process traveling.
Turn the ball over to the captains. This is Jessica Foster being guarded by Dawn Mead. Back to Kirkland. This is Kiana Kirkland with the ball.
Great defense there by the Knights.
3 no good. Rebounded by Ballum. Foul called on the play. Looks like it'll go against the captains. And it will. It goes against number 15, Sandra Fan. Her first foul of the night and the first foul in the contest for both teams.
You know, I pointed out great defense when Kiana Kirkland was stuck at the post. It's because all the defenders for SVU were preventing any possible passes from happening. Some great work we're seeing so far.
This is Dawn Mead now. She is met by Fan. Gives it up for Barnes. Back to Mead. Looks in for Garish. Alexis Barnes 3. No good. Rebounded by Christensen. Put up and good for 2. Knights finally lift the lid off the basket and draw first blood.
The Knights finally able to get some to fall, but they've had some great offensive rhythm early on so far, getting some very high quality shots. I love what I'm seeing.
This is Kirkland. Great defense played by Ballum. Mead trying to split the double team, no good. Now Fan has it on the fast break. Put up and good off the window for two by Sandra Fan. Ball taken out of the air by the captains, now with Kiana Kirkland. Kirkland to the basket, blocked by Christensen.
It was a great block by Christensen, but I don't understand the pass attempt to Katie Garish at midcourt. Katie Garish, yes, is a reliable player, but in a full court press, you want to throw it all the way down to her, and of course it led to a turnover.
Absolutely not. And Knights making a substitution. Dawn Mead making her way to the bench, and on for the Knights, number 11, Corey Stout, the junior guard from Murray, Utah.
That was a nice inbounds play from Christopher Newport. Well set up design from number 45, Natalie Terwilger.
Knights on offense now, trying to break the full court press of the captains. Stout able to get across the line, but Met gives it up for Christensen. Christensen to the paint, to Garish, back to Christensen, good for two!
Beautiful high point pass from Katie Garish right back to Christensen. Beautiful fast break offense.
Captains with the ball, Sandra Fan puts it up and gets some stiff defense, and a foul be called on the play. That foul call is against Alexis Barnes, her first of the night.
One thing I'm noticing that Kristen Newport is loving to do is they love to trap the point guards at the pockets on each side of the floor, just past half court, on each side. And when they get them in there, Dawn Mead has a little trouble there, as we saw earlier with that turnover. But Corey Stout is a little bit more cool under pressure in those situations. They want to get to their best ball handlers, the most secure ball handlers on that fast break.
Fan's first attempt, no good. Second attempt falls, make the score 5-4. Knights now with the ball. Corey Stout.
You see they're guiding her into that pocket. That's exactly what they want. They're letting her go to that area so they can almost triple team her. So with that, you almost have to go against the grain.
Knights playing fast with the inbound the ball here. Alexis Barnes. Barnes gets it into Christensen. Gives it up for Stout. Stout looking to slow things down now. She's met by Jasmine Norman. Norman taking swipes on Stout. Shot clock winding down. Stout with the ball. Stout gives it up, and to be a foul call on the play. It looks like it'll go against Corey Stout.
The Knights need to calm down right now. They're noticing this fast-paced defense for Kristen Newport, the energy that they bring, and so they need to just slow down, be calm, collective, and again, like I said, they have to dribble against the grain of that press.
Substitution in for the Knights as Alexis Barnes makes her way to the bench, and Angel Tuisavera takes her place. Tuisavera immediately called to action, guarding Jessica Foster. Ball with the captains. Passes it out. This is Norman. Norman no good from three. Both teams scrapping for it. Captain's able to pick it back up. Foster with a three. That'll fall.
I do love the effort from this Knights defense, diving on the floor for everything basically.
Tuisavera wide open two. No good. Rebounded by Garish. Garish puts it up and draws the foul.
So we're starting to see that slower start for SU right now. I mean, they had some great first two baskets, but they have to figure out this press. But a great rebound by Katie Garish, put in that situation to get to the line. And another thing I want to point out right now, SVU has every single turnover of this first quarter so far with 4 turnovers.
Katie Garish goes 2 for 2 from the line. Make it a 2-point game.
You'll see Amanda Wood just checked in for Savannah Christensen, switching out three-point shooter for three-point shooter.
Captains with the ball. Marlise Brunson, stolen by Katie Garish.
Just like that, she wants to get out of there, but they have a tight squeeze in that middle there.
Captain's able to regain possession of the ball now. Fast break opportunity. The foul called on the player to go against Angel Tuasavura.
It's a great strategy with Christian Newport. They have two girls right at midcourt, so there's really no gap to dribble through. So you have to dribble to the right or the left, and they have a press specifically for each side of there. So SV has to find something that works better. They have to figure out, get a girl in the middle of the court, break that press down, and pass it quickly. Dribbling is not going to work in this press break.
Immediate timeout on the floor to give Coach Adam Winterberg a little bit of time to talk to his girls. Knights so far in this game playing a little bit frazzled. That press of the Captains really is getting to the heads of the Knights, it seems.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, it gets into everybody's heads. Whatever level, a press always gets into your head at some point. The question is, how fast do you phase it out and how fast do you solve the problem? That's what Coach Warrenberg's job is in this timeout right now.
Dawson, 7 of the Captains' 8 points are points off turnovers. So you have to think, if you're Coach Adam Warrenberg, you obviously want to limit those turnovers, but you really want to make your transition defense a little bit better.
Absolutely, and with that transition defense, I mean, it's all because turnovers has been so far in this game. And you're absolutely right. They want to limit that. They want to make sure that, again, they pass the ball rather than trying to dribble out of a press. They want to set up a point guard on each end of the court on their own side, a girl in the middle, and two other girls at midcourt on either side. They want to get that press break, pass to the middle, pass it back out. Quick, boom, done, no stress, get to offense.
Getting to the offense now will be number 24, the Captains, Marlise Brunson, her first trip to the line in this game. Brunson's first shot falls. Brunson perfect from the line. Substitute coming into the game for the Captains, number 5, Kiana Kirkland, leading scorer for this Captains team.
So it's that passing, that's exactly what they're doing.
Big pass by Stout, finds Tuasavura. Stout met by Kirkland. Stout looking, finds Ballum. Ballum now with the drive, puts it up for 2. No good. It'll be rebounded by the Captains, and a foul called. Looks like it'll be on the Captains.
What they're saying is that it was out of bounds on SVU, but they changed the call so it was out of bounds on. Well, actually, it was out of bounds on Christian Newport, then they changed it to being out of bounds on SVU.
So no foul call on the play. Captains retake possession of the ball. This is Jessica Foster. Dagil with the ball now. Gives it up for Ng. Back to Dagil. Captain's looking. Foster puts it up. No good, but she'll be sent to the line. It's the second foul of the game on Angel Tuasavura.
Yeah, part of Angel Tuasavura's game is an aggressive mindset. She just charges at whoever she's defending, trying to get in their head a little bit. And right now, it's not necessarily working out so well. It's getting her in trouble with fouls. I just see a big swap out here for SVU.
Entire platoon swap for Southern Virginia's. Nearly everyone comes off the floor. Only one remaining is Corey Stout. Foster 2 for 2 from the line. Made it score 12-6 in favor of CNU. Ball saved by Christian. Knights still have the ball. Corey Stout now. Gets it up to Nicole Muse.
And you're starting to see why Kiara Kirkland is the leading scorer of this team. She's such a good defender, and great defense becomes great offense.
Christensen puts it up. No good. Looks like possession will stay with the Knights. Knights shooting 2 of 9 from the field so far, 22%.
And it's not like the Knights are just shacking up long shots. They've had some great quality looks. It's just it's gone off their hands a little often. It's just been very difficult for them to get those good shots ball right now.
A little bit of talk amongst the officials there to put 15 seconds on the shot clock as opposed to 30. Knights inbounding. Gets it up to Dye. Dye loses the ball. It's picked up by Norman. Poked out of the hands of Norman by Christensen. Knights back on offense. This is Stout. Gives it up for Barnes. Barnes able to drive it in, but looks like a foul call on the play.
Yeah, Jasmine Norman was trying to get the offensive foul, but Alexis Barnes just running. She wasn't even doing anything, and so the ref's not being fooled by that flailing at all.
And just like that, Norman makes her way out of the game with her first foul. Head coach of CNU is Bill Broderick in his 7th season for the club. Obviously not happy with that last call. The Knights on offense with Stout.
And the thing is usually when a defender bounces off an offensive player, yes, it usually is an offensive foul, but that one wasn't because Alexis Barnes is running to the side, and it didn't warrant any foul whatsoever.
Christensen's three, no good. Rebounded by Barnes. It'll be a foul call to play against captain's number 5, Kiana Kirkland. Her first foul of the night. And you see Katie Garish making her way back into this game.
That's what the Knights are going to have to do. They're going to have to play tough and just take what they can. Like that foul definitely helps.
Christensen puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Dagil.
It's another great look, but I have one problem with it. She didn't try to use the backboard. That's why she missed.
This is Fawn with the ball now. Gives it up for Foster. Foster with a deep three. That's no good, but rebounded by the captains. Will get another 30 seconds. Play to be stopped because the shot clock didn't immediately be set to 30. They'll go 28 seconds on the clock. Gets it into Dagil, but poked out of the hands of Dagil by Christensen. It'll remain with the captains.
That's a great play by Christensen. She was outmatched, overpowered, so there's no way she could have stopped that basket. So she decides to have great form, get her right arm in there instead of trying to reach through with her left.
Foster inbounding, gets it into Kirkland. Kirkland puts it up. No good, rebounded by Garish. Gets it up to Christian. Christian crosses the line. Alexis Barnes has it. Takes it in on Kirkland. Barnes. That drive no good either. Knights not able to find the bottom of the basket in quite some time.
That's 2 straight easy shots the Knights just were handed and they weren't able to capitalize.
Captains with the ball. Ing to Foster. Put up twice and good. That's number 45, Natalie Turleywiger.
It's not very often you see Katie Garish get back down like that.
Turleywiger just had the space on Garish on that last play, but now the Knights on offense. Gets it back up to Corey Stout. Alexis Barnes with a drive. Puts it up with the right hand off the window for 2.
The scoring drought finally comes to an end. Let's see if they can hold it up here.
And just like that, fast break opportunity. That's scored by Fan.
It's where the Knights have to recover quickly. They have to get back on defense.
Barnes pulls it up. That's good for 2.
Excuse me, Chris. You see how fast CNU wants to get back on offense. I mean, I've seen this before. It's the idea where you just go back as fast as possible, wear out the defense, so that no matter what the offense does, you always have the upper hand.
Great drive by Kirkland. They're able to fake out Garish with the eyes. Stout pulls it up for 2. No good. Grabs her own rebound.
The bench is all standing up right now, all just very involved in this possession.
Christensen with the ball. Gives it up to Garish. Shot clock running out for the Knights. Gives it back into Garish for a wide open 2 points.
A great pick and roll by Corey Stout and Katie Garish.
Deep three taken, no good. Rebounded by Barnes. Final 15 seconds of the first quarter. Barnes drives it in. Reverse is good for 2. Alexis Barnes.
An eruption of scoring in the last few seconds. They went from 6 points to 14 points in just under, just about a minute, I think. And now it's just a 4-point game.
4-point game that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Captain's still up 18-14 over the Knights, but Dawson, if you're Coach Wurtenberg in this situation, what are you telling your girls?
I'm telling them the same thing I mentioned before earlier about the press. Calm down, breathe, pass the ball. You don't need to dribble through a press. In fact, you are less likely to get through a press dribbling than you are passing. Sometimes it's very hard to think like that as a player. You just want to dribble out of situations, but look for the open up man on the floor. It'll work. And they had one possession where they did that, where they set up a press break, and it worked pretty well up until either a missed shot, I believe it was. But you just got to keep going to that. It helps. It works.
Dawson, if you notice, most times on the captain's press, they'll run kind of a box and one. Obviously going to keep someone on Katie Garish. But either Savannah Christensen on the right wing or Alexis Barnes on the left wing, it's usually open. And when they get the ball, they have enough space. They'll draw a defender, and that's what you need to do if you're the Knights. Pass that ball around. Like you said, someone's bound to be open.
Yeah, I think there's about 8 or 10 points left on the board because of easy shots that the Knights weren't able to make. I mean, there was an easy layup that Alexis Barnes missed just a couple minutes ago. And then Savannah Christensen, a couple of shots. One where she didn't use the backboard, and she had a great angle close up. So just knock down those easy buckets, and you're up by about 4.
The amazing thing is, Dawson, that even though the Knights started poorly on offense, just 4 shots ago, only shooting around 16% from the field, and moved it up to 35.3 in the last couple of minutes. Knights fans and Knights Arena never seem down. If it seems like we're yelling into the microphones, it's solely for the fact that we can't hear each other if we don't. It is so loud in here. The energy is so electric.
And you hear that early on in this first defensive possession for the Knights.
That shot no good, but rebounded by Daguerre. And Daguerre will be sent to the line. That foul call was against Katie Garish. Some substitutes in for the Knights as Dawn Mead makes her way back on the floor, and also joining her, number 12, Brindy Ballum.
And Jessica Daguerre is 6'2", and very few girls in the CAC can match up to Katie Garish's height in the paint, and she can.
Just mentioning that, Dawson, CNU has 3 girls that are 6'2", so expect them to use that against Katie Garish and just put fresh legs in on her. But it's hard to stop Katie Garish. It's hard to stop a well-oiled machine. NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Player of the Week. They'll get it in to Katie Garish. Back to Barnes. That pass just a little bit off kilter. And they'll say it goes off the hands of the Knights and belongs to the captains.
I like the idea there. Katie Garish tried to slip it out, but too many hands got in there to get in the way. And then they're saying that Alexis fumbled it a little bit before it went out of bounds.
Captains on offense, bringing up the ball at number 20, Marlise Brunson. Brunson against Mead. Back to Brunson. That ball tipped by Mead, but Brunson able to get it back. Corner 3 by the captains. That's no good. Rebounded by the captains. Now Kirkland with the ball. Kirkland shot no good. Rebounded by Garish. That pass from Dawn Mead just a little bit wild, looking for Brindy Ballum.
She tried to play too fast. She tried to pull off a quick pass, whereas Brindy Ballum was already going the other way. She stopped thinking herself.
Captains again on offense. Brunson to Kirkland. The Pass from Ing to Brunson, a little bit off kilter to go to bounds. Ball belongs to the Knights. Off the back of Christensen. Foul will be called on Christensen.
Yeah, Christensen never even saw that pass coming. Dawn Mead just attempted her turn around and was just trying to get rid of it.
It'll send number 2, Julia Ing, to the line for the Captains. Captain so far in this game shooting 85.7% from the foul line. But Ing misses her first.
So you're seeing Corey Stout come in for Dawn Mead to add that experience. Because again, Dawn Mead is just a freshman, so she's still getting experience at this level. Doing a great job, but in games like this, you need experience in order to pull it off.
Ing converts on the second, but now the Knights trying to break this stiff press of the Captains. To Barnes. Barnes, corner 3. No good. Rebounded by Felicia McInnes.
Yeah, the Knights so far are 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Nothing doing for them right now.
And that shot won't fall, but it'll be foul called on the play against Garish.
And this is one thing to watch out for. That's Katie Garish's second foul. She has to be really careful here for the rest of this half, basically, in order to make sure that she can play the rest of the second half.
Just as you say that, look at the left side of your screen. You see Malia Dye getting ready to check in, probably for Katie Garish. First shot by Dagil, no good. And just like we said, Malia Dye coming in for Katie Garish. Garish with 2 fouls on the night. Dagil converts on her second, 23-14 in favor of CNU. This is Barnes now. Barnes with a step back on Kirkland. Foul called on the play.
You see her, Alexis Barnes, just frustrated because she knew she had something there. She knew that she had shaken up Kira Kirkland a little bit and had a gap.
That foul on the play called against Jessica Foster, her first of the night. Knights now looking to inbound. Corey Stout gives it up for Barnes. Christensen at top of the key. Back to Ballum. Ballum into Dye. Great pass by Ballum. Shot won't fall for Dye. It'll go off the hands of Dye and now belong to Christopher Newport.
It's a great idea, great play set up. And one thing, again, I'm going to mention Kira Kirkland again, that I'm really impressed with her is her quickness, both defensively and offensively. We've seen her make a couple of great offensive moves to trip up her defenders and just cause a lot of headaches for this SVU offense.
Dye with some great defense on Dagil, but Dagil able to fight her way through the contact and good for 2. Alexis Barnes now pulls it up for 2. Off the window and good.
Banks open on Wednesdays, Chris.
Dawson, interesting a little bit of tidbit here. The really difference scoring-wise between both teams is from the foul line. Captains have 8 of 11. The Knights have only shot 2 all night.
Yeah, so they have to be more aggressive. They have to get to the free throw line. And you see this deficit right now just because they're letting Christian Newport dictate the tempo of the game. They can't let him do that.
Stout gives it up for Barnes. Barnes all the way to Ballum. Back to Barnes. Stout with a 3. No good. Rebounded by Christensen. Put immediately back up. No good. Looks like it'll be a foul call on the play.
Yeah, Malia Dye was out of position, so let's try to get it over the shoulders of, I believe it was number 30, Jessica Dygeel. And so she got whistled for the foul.
Dagil for the Captains, lead scoring for her squad. Leading the entire competition is Alexis Barnes of the night with 8 points. Foster with the ball. Ing puts it up. That's no good, but foul call on the play. And Coach Adam Wurdenberg cannot believe it. That foul call against Malia Dye.
A lot of people thinking here that was just a flat-out missed layup. Coach Wurdenberg making his case on the left side of your screen.
Nevertheless, it'll send Julia Ing to the line for the Captains. She converts on her first. 12-point deficit for the Knights. Second shot no good, rebounded by Christensen.
You see them dribbling into that corner again. They can't do that.
Blocked by Christensen on Kirkland. Out of bounds, belongs to the Captains.
That was great pursuit by Christensen there to go behind and get that block and to avoid the foul.
Foster inbounding the ball now for the Captains. Gets it into Kirkland. Kirkland able to duck under Christensen. Easy two for the Captains.
And Katie Garrish just going after her man and then just completely went by Kiara Kirkland, who played it perfectly.
Ballum corner three. Got it! Knights get their first three of the night.
And you're seeing that fast pace affect the Knights here again as Fawn is getting sent to the free throw line.
And that foul call is on Alexis Barnes. That's her second of the night.
Number 15, Sandra Van.
Fan's first shot, no good. Coming into the game for the Knights, Angel Tuasavura. Alexis Barnes finds herself with 2 fouls on the night. Barnes also still leading scoring for the Knights with 8 points. Fawn's second shot is good. Christensen now with the ball. Gives it up for Stout. Tuasavura. Knights on offense, just looking for some way to get the ball in the basket. Ballum drives it in. Wild shot, no good. Picked up by Jessica Foster and the Captains.
Yeah, Ballum can get shots like that too fall. That time was just too crowded in the paint.
That ball tipped out of bounds by Corey Stout. They tried to get the pass in. Foster looking for Fan.
Number 30, Jessica Dagiel.
Substitution on the floor. Coming in for the Captains, number 30, Jessica Dagiel. Gets it into Foster. Kirkland now. Dagiel against Garish. Charge call on Dagiel.
Very, very smart play by Katie Garish. Katie Garish knowing that in some ways they're outmanned by Kristen Newport at the post. And so, Katie Garish playing it perfectly, drawing the charge. Beautiful job.
Now the Knights on offense looking to find their way on the board. They've struggled so far in this game. Great pass by Christensen into Stout. Christensen faked the three, puts it up from a little bit closer, no good. Rebounded by Ballum, but Ballum stepped out of bounds. That'll now belong to the Captains.
Yeah, it's those short shots that are evading Christensen right now. She's not able to knock those down tonight. Well, there is a lot of pressure down in the paint, but they need those.
Immediate timeout on the floor. Give Coach Adam Wurdenberg a little bit of time to talk to his girls. Right now, neither team shooting fantastically. CNU's 10 of 25 from the field, 40%, and the Knights 8 of 24, so 33.3%. Main difference in this game is from the foul line. CNU has 10 points from the foul line. Knights only have 2.
Yeah, and that's the majority of the difference. You see, it's a 12-point deficit. That's 10 points right there that the Knights could get if they were able to get to the foul line more. And, you got some great scoring and distributed scoring for the Captains so far. Sandra Fawn has 6 points. Jessica Daigil has 6 points. Jessica Foster has 5 points. And it spreads out all the way to 7 different players. And so CNU doing a great job of spreading things around and creating a lot of great pressure on SVU. But SVU, again, Has some great work from some players, but they have to, and then to slow down. They keep dribbling into those press pockets, and it keeps throwing off their offensive rhythm. They need to find a way to not do that.
Knights have 10 turnovers on the night, and CNU, on the other hand, have 11 points off turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that makes the entire difference, whereas the SVU has no points off turnovers. And SVU has a total of 10 turnovers, whereas CNU only has 3. And so that's one thing that I'm sure Coach Warrenberg will talk about at halftime with his players is, hey, we need to calm down, pass the ball more efficiently, and get some better offensive possessions.
Captains on offense, Jessica Foster gives it up for Kirkland. Kirkland met by Ballum. Kirkland again, deep three. No good.
Yeah, I know start to hear the air ball chants here in the stadium. Kiara Kirkland, don't be mistaken, she will make those from time to time.
Knights on offense, Corey Stout. Knights struggle to break this press basically all night to see if they have a little bit more success in the coming minutes. Tuisvera looking to get it into Garish, but wild pass ends up with the captains. Now this is Kirkland. Charge call against Kirkland. Amanda Wood drawing the foul for the Knights.
You're starting to see that SVU realizes, okay, athletic-wise, SVU has some great athletes like Kirkland. She's an amazing athlete, so with her, you're not going to really defend her very well. You got to draw the foul with a charge, and Amanda Wood does it beautifully there.
Knights inbounding, Wood to Ballum. Now Wood again. Corey Stout with the ball. Gives it to Wood. Wood with a drive in. Gives it up to Ballum. Ballum puts it up with the right hand. That's no good. Rebounded by Garish. Put up with the right hand. And one.
You saw at that angle, Katie Garish caught that rebound with one hand and immediately put it back up for the and one. That was a beautiful effort from Katie Garish. The one-handed rebound and shot all in one.
Strong finish by Garish, and she'll look to add to her numbers with this foul shot. Katie Garish on the night, having 6 points, and she'll stay at 6 as that is no good.
A rare missed free throw from Katie.
Rare missed free throw from Katie, and now the captains on offense. Jessica Foster with the ball. Captains looking. This is Fan. Back to Foster. Foster with a real deep three. In and out, rebounded by Wood. Great move by Stout. Ballum corner three. No good. Fought for by the Knights via foul call on the play. It looks like it's going against Knights number 24, Angel Tuisvera, and it is.
Foul is on number 24, Angel Tuisvera, her third personal.
Amanda Wood was also fighting for, but Angel came from behind and just attacking that ball and therefore draws the foul.
Knights so far from beyond the arc, 1 of 6, 16.7%. And the captain's in the bonus as Julia Ng makes her way to the line. Ng's first is good. Make her 3 of 5 from the foul line on tonight.
Number 20, Marlene Hudson. Number 14, Julia Hawkins.
Ng is perfect from the foul line. Corey Stout now with the ball. Gives it up to Alexis Barnes. Knights handing it off. Barnes again with the ball. Gives it up for Ballum. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ballum with the right hand. That's good for 2 and an and one. Another strong finish.
A beautiful spin move and with the contact finishing it. The underhand lip. Great job, Brandy Ballum. A great drive right when it was needed.
Rebound, shooting one.
This shot from Ballum has the opportunity to make it a single-digit game. And it's good. Foster now with the ball. Back to Foster. Captain's looking.
It almost seems to be a burst of life for this SVU defense right now.
Dying seconds on the shot clock. Foster gives it up for Ing. Blocked by Garish. Knights on offense. Alexis Barnes. Barnes goes up right hand. No good. Rebounded by Ballum. Looks like Brindy Ballum called a timeout on the floor. Coach Wurtenberg didn't think so. He thought the referees called a foul, and he was up in arms, ready to fight that call.
Yeah, the refs were just like, hey, don't worry, it's okay. You still have the ball. You called a timeout. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's nice.
In the last 2 minutes of this first half, Alexis Barnes leads scoring for both teams with 8 points. Katie Garish has 6 points on the night and 3 rebounds, so definitely not what we expect to see from Garish. And Dawson, that mainly is attributed to the fact that the Knights have not been able to set up their consistent half-court offense so far.
Oh, it definitely does. I mean, Katie Garish had a hard time maintaining position in the paint. It's just because the great post play from CNU. I mean, girls like number 30, Jessica Daigiel, she's been very good at keeping Katie Garish in check and very good on the offensive side against Katie Garish. So Katie Garish is going to have to make some adjustments to her game compared to what she usually has to do.
Knights now with the ball. It's Corey Stout. Barnes to Ballum. Ballum with a drive. Ballum puts it up with the right hand. That's off the window and good for 2. Absolute circus shot by Brindy Ballum.
Very surprised to not see a foul with that shot, but Brindy Ballum just lays it up under the arm off the backboard. Another great finish from Brindy Ballum.
Knights on a scoring run, but Foster looking to drain it with a 3. No good. Rebound by Wood. Wood able to dribble out of pressure. Gives it up for Stout. Now Knights on offense. Shot is caught off. Foul call on the play on number 24 of the captains, Jessica Foster. Foster's second foul of the night. It will send Corey Stout to the line.
And can I comment about that great floater that Corey Stout just made? It didn't count, but it was a very nice floater.
This is Stout's first trip to the foul line of tonight. No good on her first. Stout good on her second. Captains now, this is Brunson.
So now the Knights are 4 of 6 from the foul line compared to Kristen Newport's 12 of 17.
Quick shot put up and foul call on the play. It'll send number 14, Julia Hobbs, to the line to shoot 2. And that foul call on Katie Garish, so not what you want to see if you're a Knights fan.
No, absolutely not. And I mean, Katie Garish had her hands up. She did all that she could do. And that's just very frustrating to see if you're her again, because the stat line hasn't been the greatest for her tonight. She doesn't really care about the stats, but she could tell that the contribution she's used to seeing is not there right now, just because of the great play of Kristen Newport.
Katie Garish, who averages a double-double on the season with 18 points and 13 rebounds, held to only 6 points and 3 rebounds so far. We're so used to seeing Katie Garish pick that double-up within the first half. Hobbs able to pick it up yet again. Captains on an offensive rebounding spurt. And another foul call on the play as Hobbs went up for 2. And lucky for the Knights and Coach Wurtenberg, that foul is called on number 23, Alexis Barnes, as opposed to Katie Garish.
So that gives her 3 on the game right now. And so that's going to cause some problems for the Knights.
Hobbs' second shot, no good. Rebounded by Ballum, and the Knights. Brindy Ballum now. Christian trying to get into Katie Garrish, but just knocked out of bounds by Natalie Turley-Williger.
I think that's okay, though. It slows it down for the Knights, gets them to an easy half-court situation, of course, assuming they can get the ball and then bounce. And instead of a play for an outside shot.
Gets it in to Christensen. In to Garrish. Garrish goes up, and there's a foul call on the play. It'll send Katie Garrish to the line for two.
There were two sets of arms tangled up, and Katie Garrish is going for the ball. And so the Knights are saying, well, good, you call a foul. That's exactly what it was.
Katie Garrish, shooting 2.
Garrish no good on her first attempt. Garrish usually pretty consistent from the line. Garrish good on her second.
The Knights now 5 of 8 from the line.
5 of 8 in a 5-point game. Charge call on the play. That foul against Natalie Turley-Williger.
Another great defensively strategized play by the Knights, taking the charge, getting the quick turnover.
And that's the second foul on Turley-Williger of tonight. Final 30 seconds of the first half. Corey Stout with the ball. Stout has it. Looking. Finds Christensen. Time running out on the shot clock. Stout goes up. No good. Rebounded by Ing. That'll end the first half. Knights in unfamiliar territory, down 5 against captains of Christopher Newport. Storyline of that first half, poor shooting by both teams throughout, but really the defensive presence of Christopher Newport, something that the Knights need to keep in check. And Dawson standing alive with Coach Wurtemberg. Dawson, what do you have for us?
I'm with Coach Adam Wardenberg. Coach, in that first half, CNU's press defense was very, suffocating. What are some things you can do to relieve that in the second half?
We just got to keep attacking it. You know, when we started attacking the press, they ended up getting out of it, and they're still pressing a little bit, but not as much as they were. And I think that's just because we're playing basketball and we're not playing scared anymore.
Absolutely, and of course, the post play from CNU is really prohibiting Katie Garrish to have the contribution she'd like to have in a game. What are some things that she can do and things you can do as a team to help her get back to what she's used to doing?
Oh, we're going to be fine there. Katie's going to do what Katie does, and our team's going to do what we do. We're just going to keep attacking the basket, and if we keep hitting outside shots like we have been and getting the guard play that we have been and we have all year, then we'll be fine.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yep.
Good luck. Chris, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawson. With that, that'll conclude the first half. Knights down 28-33 against the captains of Christopher Newport. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. We'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll bring you back for our halftime show, and then again for the start of the second half. We'll see you soon.
out a little bit, James, you have to do that as quickly as possible. If that was a connection, that'd be great. Other than doing a great job.
Maybe here. Just use the S. Because like on some of those shots, like they're like right there, and then
Their head goes right in front of them.
yeah.
Welcome back to the Knight Arena as our coverage of Knights women's basketball continues as the Knights take on the 25th ranked team in the nation and the captains of CNU. Dawson, we've seen a slow game from the Knights so far.
Yeah, absolutely have. We've seen this before. We saw it last week against Salisbury. I mean, we saw some slow starts. They scored only 19 points in that first half, and so we're accustomed to them starting off slow. Slow shooting. I mean, you saw it right here. You'll see a couple of times where there's simple shots they just weren't able to make, and rebounding was definitely helpful to them. That's one thing the Knights need to do tonight is rebound like they did against Salisbury.
Absolutely, and against Salisbury, it was a defensive stand. For those of you that weren't able to see it, both teams shot, like you said, very poorly from the field, and just a really good defensive stand. Salisbury, again, the number 1 ranked defense in the CAC, and the Knights not too far behind, ranked number 2.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, because of that poor shooting from the Knights, Salisbury was able to keep it tight within 1 at halftime, but then the Knights were able to pull away in the second half. Some great offensive power. I guess some work from Brittany Ballum and Alexis Barnes. I mean, you're going to see a great layup here from Alexis Barnes here in just a couple seconds with this highlight reel. But again, the Knights need to just have these contributions from these guards. Again, Brittany Ballum, Alexis Barnes, that they have had in the past.
It really was great to see against Salisbury. The Knights team really come together when they got out of that shooting slump late in the second half. They really started to pick it up, draining it from 3. As you see, Brittany Ballum here, draining a 3 from deep, and her teammates absolutely going berserk on the sideline. That's the energy you want if you're a Knights fan, and especially if you're Coach Wardenberg. That's the energy you want to see throughout any game. And at the end of that game, Knights able to pull off the victory against Salisbury, 66-50. And Dawson, they'll be looking to do that here in this game. Started the first half a little slow, had the 5-point deficit against the captain so far. What's one thing they can do in this game to lift their energy and play their style of basketball?
One thing we talked about was the free throw game. I mean, CNU was able to shoot 21 free throws in that first half. And I mean, look at the score. That's basically more than the difference between these two teams. And SVU only got to line about 8 times. And so SVU needs to get to line more often and limit the fouls they commit on CNU and limit their opportunities to the foul line.
And lucky enough for the Knights, CNU not shooting extremely well from the foul line, only right around 57%. They've only made about 12 of their 21 attempts from the line. And fouls have been the story of that first half. A lot of Knights in foul trouble. Alexis Barnes has 3 on the night. Malia Dye, I believe, has 2. And most importantly, Katie Garish. She has 3 on the night so far. So Coach Adamberg really has to be careful of who he puts in and when he puts them in because of foul trouble.
Absolutely. And you've seen the great strategy from Coach Wardenberg in the past. I mean, several weeks ago where they had a tight game where in the last 30 seconds they had a possession, he called 3 straight timeouts to burn time down. So you're going to see some great substitution strategy from Coach Wardenberg to limit the chances of Katie Garish fouling out, of Alexis Barnes fouling out, because those are his 2 biggest contributors on offense.
And throughout that first half, we really saw CNU put the pedal to the metal and force the Knights to play their style of basketball. CNU averages right around 79.28 points per game on the season, so a very high-octane offense. And we've seen that tonight, especially in the transition points. Knights not able to get back in transition on defense. They've allowed 11 points off of turnovers so far, and that's not counting transition points and fast breaks.
Right, and again, I've been talking about it all game long. For those who are just joining us, I'm going to repeat it again. You got to pass the ball to break the press. You have to get it to the middle. There's been situations where Katie Garish has been a half court, right in the middle of the court, and that's a perfect person to pass it to, a facilitator. Get it to them, they can get a quick outlet pass to somebody and start their half-court offense, which is where they're most comfortable.
Absolutely, and that lack of half-court offense we've seen from the Knights has been the detriment of the one Katie Garish. Only has around 6 points on that first half and around 4 rebounds, I believe. So Knights not able to set up that half-court offense, not able to get it down to the post as much as they'd like and get Katie Garish those precious shots on goal.
Right, absolutely, and talking about short shots that Katie Garish is used to getting, we're seeing a lot of missed short shots by SVU, especially early on, which cost them. I mean, there were some layups by Alexis Barnes, Savannah Christensen that weren't able to go in. But let's see those start to fall here in the second half. The Knights shoot significantly better from exterior and just overall in the second half, especially in the past 2 weeks.
Absolutely, and if there's one person you can entrust this Knights team with, it's Coach Wardenberg. His first season for the Knights has been an absolute dream. His team is 12 or 13-1. They're on a 12-game winning streak, so expect this team to pick it up, Coach Wardenberg, to do what he wants with this team, to get them back in this game. Still so much time and so much basketball left to be played, and it should be exciting to watch. And that'll do it for our halftime show. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network, and we'll bring you back at the start of the second half. We'll see you soon. We welcome you back to the Knight Arena as we are here for the start of the third quarter. The Knights down against the Captains of CNU, 33-28.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a hard first half for them offensively. I mean, shooting-wise, we talked about it at halftime, just the short shots that weren't able to fall early on. But again, expect to see a pickup for the Knights as they find a strategy to break the press, as they find a way to get more in their comfortable pace of offense.
And the Knights will get their first shot on offense. Dawn Mead with the ball now, gives it into Alexis Barnes. Barnes with a fake, puts it up with the right hand. No good, picked up by the Captains. Coach Wernerberg begging for a foul here. Now the Captains drive it in and take a corner three. No good, picked up by Brittany Ballum and the Knights. Brittany Ballum puts it up with the right hand, and then a foul call on the play. It looks like it'll go against Sandra Fan.
That was a great pass from Kirkland to Fan in that corner. I mean, she was dribbling in, tossed it right over her head, but fortunate enough for the Knights, it didn't fall. And like we talked about, getting to the free throw line, Brittany Ballum following those words and doing it right here at the beginning of the second half.
Brittany Ballum's first attempt doesn't fall, so the first shot the Knights have to get points on the board at the start of this second half. No good.
And I keep saying the free throw line, it's free points. Just go and take them. You got to make these shots as she nails the second one.
Brindy able to get the second one to fall, but now the Captains on offense. Blocked by Garish. The drive by Jasmine Norman, met at the summit by Garish, and now Alexis Barnes pulls it up. Good for two.
A monster block from Katie Garish leads to good offense. My goodness.
Great two-way play there shown by the Knights. They'll look to do the same thing here on this defensive possession. Jessica Foster with the ball for the Captains. Gives it up for Ing. Shot by Ing, no good. Rebounded by Barnes. Dawn Mead able to draw the foul against Jessica Foster.
Great job by Dawn Mead, standing her ground. I guess she has the right to that space just as much as the defender does, so she kept on going, eventually drew the foul. Great job, Dawn Mead.
That foul called not against Jessica Foster, but instead against Jasmine Norman. Nevertheless, Knights have the ball. They get it into Garish. Garish tried to give it up for Barnes. It'll go off the hands of Fan and belong to the Knights.
Barnes wisely deciding not to try to get it and just let it fall out of bounds.
Barnes inbounding. Right off the fingertips of Christensen, and they'll turn the ball over to the Captains.
I think Christian was too focused on where she's going to go with the ball right after she caught it, so she just wasn't able to focus enough to catch it.
Jessica Foster gets it into Daigil. Outside to Fan. Fan with a three. No good. Rebounded by Barnes. Dawson, Captains shooting absolutely atrociously from beyond the arc. Only 1 of 12, 8.3%.
And now it's 1 of 13, 7.7%. I mean, they just keep trying on the outside, and the Knights haven't done as much. They realize, hey, we're not going to make the three-pointers tonight. They've only shot 6. But Christian Newport slowly learning that it's the same story for them.
Shot not good by Daigil. Rebounded by the Garish. Now Mead and the Knights on offense. Christensen from the elbow. Good for two.
A very clutch shot from Christensen to tie this thing up for the first time since midway through the first half.
Timeout taken by Coach Bill Broderick of CNU.
You've seen that energy again as the bench players just swarm the court. Getting a little bit of attention from the refs for that, but again, it's that energy we've loved to see from this Knights team so far this season.
Knights able to pick it up and go in this scoring run, holding the Captains scoreless so far in the third quarter. Leading the scoring charge for the Knights is Alexis Barnes. She has 10 points, and amazingly, Alexis Barnes has 6 rebounds, on her way to a double-double. Katie Garris, the double-double machine, has 7 points and 4 rebounds. Expect her to pick it up in this coming second half.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I mean, I think she understands offensively it's going to take a lot to get a lot of baskets her way. But what she can focus on is rebounds. Get her team the ball back every chance that she can. Expect her to be a big force in this second half.
just a little bit of a break in the action we had. We just want to thank everyone so much for joining us here on the Knights Sports Network. Once again, couldn't do it without all the fans and all the parents and sponsors of these players, the friends, roommates, everyone that tunes in and watches these athletes do what they love. We thank you so much. Again, the Knights Sports Network, the first fully student-run broadcasting network here at Southern Virginia University, and we thank you so much for joining us on a night like tonight.
And it's just such a fun thing to do here at SVU, just be a part of this broadcasting group and be a part of these great teams as well. Be very much involved and in tune with what the teams are doing throughout the season. It's great. Love it.
Now the captain's on offense, Jessica Foster. Captain scoreless so far in the second half, and it remains that way, but they pick up their own offensive rebound. Foster deep from three. No good. Goes off the hands of the captains. It'll turn over to the Knights.
The Knights have a great opportunity now to take the lead and continue, like you said, to keep the captains scoreless in this half.
This offensive possession for the Knights, looking for the lead here in this game. Meade turns the ball over. That shot is good from Felicia McInnes.
As soon as a spark of hope happens for captains, you see them swarm defensively.
Christensen again gives it up for Meade.
They had a wide open shot for Alexis Barnes' bottom corner, and they missed it.
Christian takes a three, and that's no good. Rebounded by the captains. Number 14, Julia Hobbs.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chris. Just that she was so wide open, and even the players on the bench saying, hey, pass it here. She was on for a good 4 seconds.
Run and gun style of play being shown by both teams, but now Dawn Meade. Be a jump ball call on the floor. Looks like it'll remain with the Knights.
Dawn Meade struggling handling the ball right now, especially when she's trying to slow down and stop. She gets it too low, and that's where she gets too vulnerable, and that's the possible second turnover could have come with.
And so far in this game, the Knights have 14 turnovers compared to CNU only having 3. Ball security so far for the Knights hasn't been to the standards that Coach Wardenberg wants.
Oh, absolutely has not. I mean, with a team coached by Coach Wardenberg, he's perfectionist. He expects perfection. He wants you to run plays. He wants you to approach the offense as cleanly as you can. And when you have 2 straight possessions, where one you have a turnover and the second time you almost have a turnover, I mean, you got to switch things up. And, of course, he does that here, adding Corey Stout onto the floor.
Corey Stout adding that experience. Corey Stout, the junior from Murray, Utah, always adds that defensive spark and also offensive awareness to Coach Adam Wardenberg's squad. Now the Knights on offense, inbounding by Alexis Barnes. Barnes tried to get it into Christensen, but it's taken by the Knights.
That was just a poor pass. I mean, Savannah Christensen was not open whatsoever.
Captains with the ball. This is Ing. Tried to get it in to Hobbs, but taken by Katie Garish.
One thing that Corey Stout adds more than Dawn Meade is speed. Corey Stout is so quick to just dribble around people.
Alexis Barnes, step back three, no good. Rebounded by Hobbs, and here come the captains. Foster gives it up for Kirkland. Back to Foster, deep three. No good. Rebounded by the Knights. Christensen to Stout. Corey Stout attacking. Gets it into Garish. Garish fade away. No good. Rebounded by Barnes. Barnes will step out of bounds. They'll turn it over to the captains.
Almost could have been called a foul as Alexis Barnes attacked as soon as she got the ball. But nevertheless, it'll go to the captains.
Captains on offense now. 2-point game in favor of the captains. Again, Dawson, the Knights looking for their 13th in a row, but also looking to crack into the national rankings. The CNU ranked number 25. A win tonight will definitely get the Knights into that ranking and get that accolade.
Almost had a great steal by Corey Stout, but a great defensive play by Savannah Christensen as she got her hand on the ball.
It's a good defensive stand by the Knights, but the captains able to pick up their own rebound. Has to be frustrating if you're Coach Adam Wernerberg so far. Your team is out rebounded the captains 25-22. but the Captains have 9 offensive rebounds compared to your 6.
Coach Warnberg's frustrated on him because that last shot didn't touch the rim, but they reset the shot clock.
Now the Captains on offense. Give it to Kirkland. Deep 3, no good. Ballum will watch it go out of bounds. It'll be Knights ball. Christensen to inbound.
The three-point shooting woes continue for Christopher Newport, but of course that's fortunate enough for the Knights.
And Garish, as she's dribbling down the sideline, looks like it'll be a foul call on the play on number 14, Julia Hobbs.
You won't see Katie Garish taking it down the floor very often, but that time she absolutely had to.
2 players on Garish, but they get it to anyway. Barnes, corner 3. Way off the mark, picked up by Kirkland and the Captains.
Yeah, you won't get very many opportunities like that. You got to knock those down.
Kirkland drives it in. Rebounded by Christensen. Christensen with a great move on Kirkland. Ballum, corner 3. No good. Be an over the back call against Alexis Barnes.
The Knights, besides that foul, doing a great job of rebounding right now as they're out-rebounding Christopher Newport 26-23. And most of that has started to pick up here in the second half.
That's the 4th foul on Alexis Barnes.
That's a huge hindrance to SVU's offense as she has been the powerhouse there. She's had 10 points leading the team right now.
Looks like just on the other side of the field, number 5 of the Captains, Kiana Kirkland, being looked at by the CNU medical staff. Kiana Kirkland taken out of the game, replaced by Jessica Foster. Looks like she'll get some attention there on the bench for the medical staff.
After that fast start by SVU, it's been a while since we've seen them get a basket here, and so Christopher Newport has really strapped down their defense.
Passes into Fan, corner 3 from McInnes. That'll find its way to the bottom of the net.
That's only the second three-pointer made by Christopher Newport.
Make it a 5-point game. Corey Stout now with the ball. Gives it up for Ballum. Ballum to Christensen. Knights looking. Ballum with the drive. Ballum with the right hand. No good. Rebounded by Dagiel. Ball stripped by Ballum, but looks like it'll be a foul call on the play against Brendy Ballum.
And of course, everyone here at the arena is in disagreement with that. She was very sneaky and coming up and stripping that ball away, but what the ref calls goes.
Be an immediate timeout on the floor. Give Coach Adam Wernerberg and Coach Bill Broderick of CNU a little bit of time to talk to their respective teams. Captains up 5 points above the Knights.
Tell you what, though, you've seen a lot of great effort early on this second half, from the Knights as they've been able to attack the basket, get some quick baskets. They tied the game up there for a minute or two, and now find themselves back down by 5. But again, you love the rebounding effort they're putting forth, which is giving them more offensive opportunities.
Absolutely, Dawson. The Knights really not playing their game so far. Again, Knights top of the CAC, unbeaten in the CAC on this great 12-game winning streak, and they have not played up to their championship standards so far. 15 turnovers on the night compared to the Captains' 4.
Well, I think it all comes down to speed of defense. When you have a fast defense, you can frustrate offenses really easily, whereas the Knights are a very patient, rebound-focused defensive team. And so SVU's got to cope with the speed of CNU. I mean, keep playing their style of defense. It's been working. I mean, they've limited CNU pretty well, I'd say, so far in this game, besides a couple of things here and there. But SVU just got to keep playing their style of basketball and not get frazzled by this fast defense.
That's something that's been hard for the Knights to find so far in this game, playing their style of basketball. Seems so far they've elected to just go with CNU's style of play, which is very run and gun, fast break, stiff defense. It's no surprise of why CNU scores so much the way they do, averaging around 79 points per game. They just play so fast.
And with that last three-pointer, expect to see number 0, Felicia McInnes, get some more shot attempts from the outside.
Jessica Foster with the three. That's no good. Rebounded by Corey Stout. Now here comes Stout and the Knights. Stout gives it up for Garish. Garish good for 2 off the glass.
Oh, wow. That pass to Katie Garish underneath her arm. Beautiful setup from Corey Stout.
Captains on offense. Foul call on the play somehow. Foul call against Katie. It looked like Katie Garish was just standing with her hands up. That's the 4th foul on Katie Garish. Not a good sign for the Knights.
No, so that'll probably put Malia Dye in for a significant amount of time here in this second half.
First shot by Ing is good. Katie Garish will make her way off the floor, and Malia Dye on.
And we talked about free throws at halftime, Chris. The captains have 13 points from the 14 now from the free throw line alone. I mean, that's a significant number right now as the Knights will find themselves only down by 5.
Fouls have been the story so far of this game. Like you said, Dawson, the captains getting 23 chances at the line, converting on 14 of them. Those shots matter. Knights only have 10 attempts at the line, making 6. See if the Knights get started on offense from their half-court offense. Jump ball call on the floor. Ball will remain with the Knights.
Malia Dye wisely deciding just to jump on the ball. Coaches love to see it on the ground. You just dive for it.
Savannah Christensen with the ball. Gives it up to Ballum. Ballum with a 3. No good. Rebounded by Dye. Put back up by Dye. No good. Goes out of bounds off the Knights, and it belonged to the captains.
Coach Wardenberg getting his team to show some energy on the bench here.
Fan gets it into Ing. Ing to Daigil. Daigil shot no good. Rebounded by Dye. That pass by Dye just a little bit too far in front of Tua Severa. Knights turn it over yet again.
It was a great rebounding effort by Dye right there.
Jessica Foster and the captains on offense. Fan at the corner. Gets it all the way up to McInnes. Into Daigil. Back to the corner. Captain's working around. Foster with a 3. Foster no good. Rebounded by the Knights. Brindy Ballum with a drive. Ballum shot no good. Rebounded by Ing.
Yeah, Ballum trying to avoid the charging foul. She steps to the side for that layup.
Fan drives it in. Gets it up to Daigil. Foul call on Malia Dye. Send Daigil to the line. We had another pair of free throws for the captains.
You're seeing the captains have a very good strategic move. They're attacking the post. Katie Garish is not there. Attack it. So they're using Jessica Daigil, excuse me. Daigil. I can't pronounce that name, excuse me. But anyway, they're using her, utilizing her right now to take advantage of that post upper hand.
Daigil's first shot is good. And Dawson, some of the names on this CNU roster are a little bit hard to call. We've got Placharzik. We have Daigil who's shooting foul shots right now, and Natalie Terwilliger. So a lot of tongue twisters here on this CNU team for tonight. But Daigil looking to take her second shot of the night on the foul line. That'll find its way into the basket as well. Knights need to get back on offense. Tua Severa gives it up to Stout. This is Dye. Christensen to Stout. Stout with a great move. Puts it up, no good. Everyone in the Knight Arena appealing that came off of the captains. Referee saw differently, said it came off the hand of Dye. It'll belong to the captains.
Many fans are saying that one of the captain's defenders snuck her hand in there to hit it out of Dye's hand. So many fans extremely upset right now at that call.
Fans so far tonight have been extremely upset with a lot of calls, and officiating the game for us tonight are referees Nina Ukta, Camille Johnson, and Gabrielle Mortis. Charge call on Dye Gill. Great work by Dye to draw the foul.
Again, you're seeing the Knights utilize that paint area to take the charge.
The substitution now as McInnes makes her way to the bench, and in for her, number 23, Jasmine Norman. Dagil also makes her way out of the game. In for her, number 45, Natalie Terwilliger. Knights on offense, Brindy Ballum. Corey Stout now. Gives it up for Ballum. Ballum to Tua Savura. Tua Savura puts it up. No good. Fought for by Dye. 3-point. Stout is good.
Some great effort from Malaya Dye to get to Corey Stout for that clutch three-pointer. Falling to the ground, in the air, tossing it behind her, basically to the side of her to get to Corey Stout. And now the travel.
Things continue going the Knights' way. Looks like maybe a shift in momentum. And now the captains making a substitution, going off to Natalie Terwilliger and coming on for her, number 14, Julia Hobbs. Julia Hobbs, a freshman, standing at 6'2" from Poolesville, Maryland.
And if you're wondering why it's so loud in this arena right now, basically everybody's here. Representatives from every single team, the whole entire men's lacrosse team is here. Wrestling team, men's basketball team, of course, they play later. Softball, all teams represented here tonight and just packing this gym for this night's lady basketball team.
Guys, shot no good, rebounded by Hobbs and the captains. Like you said, Dawson, everyone here for tonight's game, the energy here in the Knight Arena is absolutely electric because everyone loves their Knights. They especially love this Knights women's basketball team and everything they've done in the first season of Coach Adam Wurterberg's career here at Southern Virginia. They've done amazing things, and they've brought this campus together and given them something to cheer about. That's why it's so loud here in the Knight Arena.
Coach Warrenberg, you see on the right side of your screen, subbing in Katie Garish, who has the 4 fouls.
Katie Garish makes her way into the game for Malia Dye. Just a reminder for you folks at home, Katie Garish has 4 fouls on the night, one more and she's gone. Knights on offense. Christensen gets it up to Tua Savura. Travel called on the play against Angel Tua Savura. Ball turned over to the captains.
That one's a tough one. I feel it could have gone either way. It almost looked like someone could have gotten their hand in there and tipped it up while she was running. But at the same time, it's just hard to tell.
You see Coach Adam Wurterberg subbing out Katie Garish yet again to put in Malia Dye. He doesn't want Garish in on a defensive possession. He doesn't want them to target her and get her that last foul. Really smart by Coach Wurterberg.
Very smart strategy from Coach Warrenberg right here as we're counting down the last 15 seconds.
Jessica Foster, last 10 seconds of the third quarter. Drive in by Ing. Stolen by the Knights and Corey Stout. Coach Wurterberg at the end of that play trying to appeal for a foul on Corey Stout. Looks like she got sandwiched in between 2 CNU players, but no foul calls by the ref. Brings us to the end of the third quarter. CNU up on the Knights 43-38.
And again, this just shows that SVU is up here with these teams. Teams like Christopher Newport, who are, as you see on your screen, ranked number 25. And I think SVU, if they can just continue to be careful on defense, with like you just talked about with Katie Garish, and continue to find their shots, as Corey Stout made just a little bit ago, I think the Knights will be in good shape come into the fourth quarter.
And also, you need to limit your turnovers. This is the most important 10 minutes of this week, basically of your life. These next 10 minutes, this last final quarter, need to cut down the turnovers. Knights have 17 turnovers tonight compared to CNU 6. And CNU scoring, again, 13 points off turnovers. Knights have 0 points on turnovers. Knights have only gotten 4 steals today compared to CNU's 10. Story of tonight, the fast-paced offense and defense of CNU has put the Knights in a rut. They haven't been able to play their style of basketball, and they need to change that if they want a better chance of winning this game, because no one can hang with the Knights when the Knights are playing their style of basketball.
That is very true, and I think the two players you want ball in the hands of the most, as far as taking on the court is concerned, is Brindy Ballum and Corey Stout. They're the experienced players. They're the ones that can handle the pressure of a press. And again, with these most important 10 minutes of this game, you need to handle that pressure as much as possible. Interesting here by Coach Wardenberg. He's put Katie Garish in on a defensive possession. Also joining Garish, Brindy Ballum, Angel Tuasavera, Amanda Wood, and Alexis Barnes. Jessica Foster met by Ballum. Gets it into Kirkland. Shot no good, rebounded by the captain to put off the glass for an easy 2. And that was so easy because Alexis Barnes is almost fouling out as well, so she's really careful. Brittany Ballum met by 2 captains. Foul call on the play on number 5, Kiana Kirkland. That's her 3rd of the night. Yeah, they called that because she disrupted Brittany Ballum trying to get across court and was driving her backwards into the back court. That's why she got that foul call. Knights get it into Garish. Garish tries to hand it off to Barnes, but it's stolen by Kirkland. She's done that 2 times early on in this game. One of them was very successful, but again, do something too much, it's going to get found out. Foster's wide open 3 is no good. Go out of bounds for the Knights. And Dawson, Jessica Foster on tonight, 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. Yeah, it's really hard to shoot 3-pointers here if you're not used to the size of this arena. Barnes tried to get into Wood, but a travel call against Alexis Barnes. Many fans upset with that call as well because Alexis Barnes was draped by defenders. Dawson seems like every time a Knight gets the ball in their hands, they're met by 2 or more captains and just have no space to even operate. Now Kirkland and the captains with the ball. And that's just all credit to the defensive coaching of Bill Broderick of CNU. Captains give it up to Foster. Foster with the drive. Easy 2 for Terwilliger. Ballum gets it up to Barnes. Barnes with a great pass to Katie Garish, and Garish off the window for 2. Beautiful setup by the senior guard. Great pass to the sophomore, Katie Garish. And that no good. Katie Garish picks up another rebound. Tuasavera for the Knights, puts it up, good for 2. No foul call on the play. Coach Winterberg is furious. He believed that Angel Tuasavera was fouled and we should have an and-1 opportunity at the line. The great hesitation move to get that open basket. Ball stolen by Tuasavera, but instead a foul call against Angel Tuasavera. Looked like a clean strip. Referees saw it differently. That's Angel Tuasavera's 4th foul on the night. 3 Knights players with 4 fouls within the night. Alexis Barnes, Katie Garish, and now Angel Tuasavera. Yeah, that's just astounding to me. I mean, you have 3 players that are some of your most experienced and effective players on the court in foul trouble. Again, Coach Warnberg is going to get very creative with his coaching to figure out ways to avoid them fouling out. Kirkland driving to the basket and a foul call against Amanda Wood. Many fans will react and saying our hands are up, but a lot of times what players will do is they'll like stick out their knee or their hip a little bit to try to block their path, and that's where the foul gets called from. Foster inbounding the ball. Gets it into Kirkland. Foster again. Gives it up for Ing. Ing with the drive in. Met by Katie Garish. What a brave play by Katie Garish. Now Alexis Barnes on the other end. wisely deciding to stop, but barely able to stop herself from going out of bounds.
Be a foul call on the play. It looks like it'll go against captain's number 23, Jasmine Norman, and it does.
And that's her fourth.
Jasmine Norman picking up her fourth of the night. And looks like Coach Adam Werderberg subbing in Corey Stout. Brindy Ballin making her way off the floor now. 5-point game. Corey Stout now for the Knights. Woods three. No good. Rebounded by Garish. Now foul call on the play as Garish couldn't even go up with it. Foul call against captain's number 30, Jessica Dagiel.
Well, the foul came from Dagiel holding Katie Garish's other arm. I mean, Katie Garish had one arm up because she couldn't get the other one up. It was being held down. And so therefore, you're going to get a foul called every time on that. Or you should anyway.
And it didn't allow Garish to get the shot up. Pass into Wood. No foul call on the play as Wood went up with the left hand. Captain's now on offense. Kirkland now. Kirkland no good. Rebounded by Garish. Knights on offense. Corey Stout. Gives it up for Tua Savara. Barnes' corner three. Got it! Let's go, Alexis Barnes. That's a clutch through from a senior. Making a one-possession game, 45-47.
That now gives Alexis Barnes 13 points on the night.
Terwilliger's three is good from the corner. 5-point game, 6 minutes left to go in this game.
A great response by CNU.
Coach Adam Werderberg forced to take a timeout on the play as Corey Stout was met by two captain's defenders.
Yeah, smart idea. You definitely want to limit the turnovers right now because the Knights are sitting at 19 turnovers, and you don't have a whole lot of time left. A turnover or two could make all the difference in a 5-point game right now.
Absolutely can. The Knights need to keep up this string of offense that they found so far. They're able to get those fouls on the captains down low, which gives you opportunities underneath the baskets where the Knights thrive. Able to get it into Katie Garish and when Katie Garish has the ball, she draws so much attention, she can pass it out and get those open shots like we've seen in the last couple minutes for the Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're starting to see, the Knights not shooting very well from the 3-point line, but that's where a lot of their momentum plays have come from. Alexis Barnes just now, they've only hit 3 of 14 from the line, 21.4%. And so it's been tough from there. And the Knights just need to continue to be careful with their fouls like they have been early on. I mean, they have 3 players that have had 4 fouls for quite a while now, and Coach Warrenberg has coached them well to make sure that they know how to prevent that. But one thing Coach Warrenberg is preaching right now is take charges. You saw it just a little bit ago after Alexis Barnes' 3-pointer saying, hey, take a charge, take a charge. Anyone who's down there, just take a charge. They're calling them. Just take advantage of it.
And again, Dawson, the storyline for CNU so far, poor shooting from the field, 15 of 57. Poor shooting from the 3-point line, 3 of 21. But a lot of shots at the charity stripe. They're 17 of 27, 63%. That's where the big majority of their points has come so far. And the Knights, on the other hand, only have 6 out of 10 shots from the foul line. Only 10 attempts for the Knights. As Alexis Barnes puts it up, that's good for 2. Make it a one-possession game.
And not only that, CNU has also spread around scoring a lot. 9 players on CNU's roster have scored in today's game. Whereas for the Knights, it's only been 6.
Now the Knights on defense trying to keep Kirkland.
But again, you saw the clutch shot right there from Alexis Barnes. This is the moments where she shines.
Foster met by Wood. Charge call called against Julia Ng. Give the Knights the ball.
Savannah Christensen very wisely taking the charge. That's what everybody's going to try to do now on defense. As much as they can, take the charge.
Now Amanda Wood makes her way off the court, and Alexis Barnes back in for the Knights. Corey Stout met by 2 captains, defenders, able to split the double team, gives it up to Brittany Ballum. Brittany Ballum puts it in, and that shot blocked by Williger.
That's a very impressive foul, or block, excuse me, by Natalie Terwilliger. I mean, goodness gracious, Brittany Ballum looked like she had a step on her, scooped it up, but Terwilliger knew exactly where it was going.
Knights inbounding now. Stout gets it into Ballum. Christensen's three. Got it!
Let's go! Back-to-back clutch three-pointers for two very awesome offensive players for this Knights team. And this energy is electric, storming the court right now.
The story of fives, 5 minutes left, and it's 50-50.
My goodness. It's these times, like, whenever they don't really need it, the Knights don't shoot threes very well, but as soon as they need to have the momentum on their side, goodness gracious, they just come and keep coming.
Christian right now 1 of 3 from the three-point line. Expect her to get a lot more open chances. You notice throughout the game that every time Christian got the ball, head coach Bill Broderick of CNU yelled to his girls, shooter. The Knights have a plethora of shooters. They have Sophie Wright, Brittany Ballum, Alexis Barnes, Savannah Christensen, Amanda Wood. The list goes on and on. So many weapons for the Knights, not just Katie Garish.
Absolutely, and now the scoring leaders for the Knights right now, Alexis Barnes 15, Katie Garish 11, Brittany Ballum 9, Savannah Christensen 9, and then Corey Stout with 4. And Katie Garish is only 2 rebounds away from another double-double. And so she could get it. Wouldn't be as in dominant fashion she'd like it to be, but it could definitely help her team tonight with a tie game.
Now the Captains on offense. Back to Foster. She tries one from deep. No good. Rebounded though by the Captains. Surprised the Knights not able to grab that offensive rebound. This is Ng. Gets it into Williger. Picked up by Savannah Christensen. Corey Stout and the Knights on offense. Katie Garish wide open. Left-handed good for 2. Knights take the lead.
This is the loudest, some of the loudest I've ever heard it here at Knight Sports Arena. This place is deafening.
Captains on offense and the cheers for defense echoing across the Blue Ridge. Quick easy basket by the Captains brings it 52-52. Corey Stout and the Knights on offense. Christensen. Knights are trying to make something started with their half-court offense. Savannah Christensen now. Brittany Ballum falls to the floor. Christensen puts it up. Rebounded by Garish. No good. Picked up by the Captains. Jump ball called on the play.
And that's a positive play because it stays with the Knights.
Inbounding the ball now. Alexis Barnes. Crucial possession for the Knights. Gets it into Garish. Garish, quick shot. Good for 2! Katie Garish has 15 points.
Great well-designed play right over the top to Katie Garish and a great short jumper.
Be a foul called on the play. Call on number 11, Corey Stout. And Dawn said, let's take a minute to acknowledge Katie Garish. Had a really rough first half. She has come alive here in this second half, especially in this fourth quarter. She has 15 points, 9 rebounds. So close to that coveted double-double. She always seems to get throughout this game. She started off slow, but this is what the NCAA Division III National Women's Player of the Week can do to you. Come alive at any moment. Knights on defense.
Absolutely, she can. And the Knights are starting to do something that Chris Newport did early on in the first half, was be back faster than the defense was. I mean, that last possession, Katie Garish was all alone in the paint in that fast break. And so the Knights flipping the script against CNU.
That last foul call, block call against Savannah Christian, that's her second of the night.
I think that one was legitimate. Kristen used her hip and used her body to get in her way, so good call.
Script by Brittany Ballum. Knights on offense. Gives it up for Stout.
Wisely decides to take it out.
Stout now gives it up to Ballum. Ballum into Barnes. Barnes back to Stout. Knights looking. Corey Stout 3. No good. Picked up by the Knights and Ng. Now Foster and the Captains.
I can't even imagine how loud it would have gotten if that would have gone in.
Open 3 by Kirkland, no good.
There's a double-double.
Katie Garish picks it up. The double-double for the night, but now the Knights on offense. Saw Alexis Barnes trying to whip the ball into Brindy Ballum. It'll go off the hands of the captains. It'll stay with the Knight. Knights up 54-52.
And a very uncharacteristic air ball from Kiana Kirkland.
They get it into Garish. Garish back into Stout. Stout shot no good. Rebounded by Ing.
So close 2 straight times for Corey Stout.
Captains on offense. Foster. Kirkland, who's remained a little bit quiet throughout this game. Pass comes in, trying to get in Dagil. Stolen by Garish and picked up by Christensen. Knights on offense, Corey Stout. Christensen back into Garish. Garish puts it up in the left hand. That shot no good, rebounded by Fan. Captains on offense. Pass to Fan, no good. Looks like Kirkland with a double dribble. Refs didn't call it. Dagil shot no good. Dangerous territory for Katie Garish and the Knights. 3 consecutive missed shots by the captains keep the Knights in charge.
Talk about a heart-stopping possession right there for this Knights faithful here in the Knights Sports Arena.
Last minute and a half of this game. Knights up 54-52. Ballum drives it in. Picked up by Barnes. Knights still have it. Final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Barnes is stripped. Foul call on the play, Corey Stout. Corey Stout picking up her 3rd.
You hear the SVU faithful here tonight chanting SVU. Knights up by 2. I love this, Chris. This is what this job is all about.
Absolutely, Dawson. Knights up 54-52 over the 25th ranked team in the nation, the captains of Christopher Newport. The final minute and 13 seconds. Coach Adam Wardenberg just taking time to talk to his girls about what they need to do in these crucial next possessions.
Well, if I'm Coach Wardenberg, of course, if I'm any coach in the nation or in the world, I want another solid, lengthy possession where you run your half-court offense to the fullest, run it to utmost perfection, get another basket to pull away, and then play some solid defense like they've been doing the past few minutes.
Game will restart with some foul shots from Dagil. Dagil so far on the night, shot 4 of 6 from the foul line, so pretty consistent. We'll see if, no good, missed. Picked up by the captains, out of bounds on the captains. It's Knights ball. Minute and 11 seconds left to go in this game.
Now the Knights and the captains only have 1 timeout each. So they have to be very smart here in this last minute. They don't have a whole lot of room to wiggle through with timeouts.
Corey Stout with the ball for the Knights. Corey Stout driving. She'll take it back out. Corey into the paint. Gets it into Brindy Ballum. Ballum met by Foster. Back to Stout. Knights looking. Christensen. Final 10 seconds. Brindy Ballum. Corey Stout forced to attack. Puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Ballum. Blocked by Dagil. Out of bounds off the captains. It's Knights ball.
Brady Ballum was so open, so wide open, so fortunate that it stays with the Knights.
Corey Stout inbounding the ball now. Ballum now. Knights get a full new shot clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Gets it into Barnes. Barnes pulls up. Good for two. Knights up by 4.
Another clutch shot from the senior to pull this thing even further away.
Rebounded by Gash. Stout with the ball now. Gets it up to Ballum. Ballum has it.
Oh my goodness!
Knights up by 6. 7.9 seconds left to go in this game. This crowd is deafening. Shot no good. It'll fall, but the Knights win. Knights pull it off against the 25th ranked team in the nation. The captains of Christopher Newport fall to the Knights. Knights moved up 13 games in a row, and it is pandemonium here in the Knight Arena. Absolutely a night to remember. Knights fans and Knights faithful rushing the stage. We just saw a show. Leading the scoring for the Knights and for all competition, Alexis Barnes with 19 points and 6 rebounds. Coach Wurdenberg telling his girls to take a victory lap, says they've earned it. They've played their hearts out tonight. Dawson staying in line with Coach Wurdenberg. Dawson, what do you have?
I'm with Coach Adam Warrenberg. Coach, you guys took out the number 25 team in the nation, and now you're 3-0 against teams that come in here as the second seed in the CAC. I guess roller coaster night. What can you say about these players and their effort tonight?
Oh man, that was just really just a fun game overall. Our team, we fell a little bit behind early, and I think we just came out a little tentative, and that's on me as a coach. Our game plan was terrible at the start, but it's really a testament to what they believe in. And that we can adjust things, and we're a really good team. We just got to keep believing in each other.
Absolutely. The fans tonight were just absolutely deafening. I mean, what do you have to say about these fans here tonight coming out and supporting you guys?
You know, it's really a big testament to the fans, and that they're starting to believe in us as well. And SVU is a really special place, and we love it here, and we hope that they continue to come because we're doing something special here, and we really want them. So,
absolutely. Enjoy this one, Coach.
Thank you. Go Knights.
All right, next up, we'll have Alexis Barnes.
I'm not going to be able to hear you, so.
All right, I'll try to speak as loud as I can. Alexis, those last few minutes, you had some great clutch shots, some great senior leadership moments. What are some things that you can attribute to your teammates to helping you in those last few minutes?
You know, honestly, it was the energy again. That's all I can say. The bench was so hyped. The gym was so hyped. I'm grateful for my teammates, you know. I'm just so grateful.
Absolutely. And I was talking to Coach Warrenberg about the energy of these fans here tonight. What can you say about the SVU faithful week in and week out for you guys?
You know, it's so fun. I love playing in this gym, and I have no regrets, man. Like, I love hearing everybody cheer for us. It's amazing. Like, I have no words. It's great.
Absolutely. Enjoy this one. Congratulations. And next up, we'll have Katie Garish. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about double-doubles, but you guys went a 13-game win streak. You guys just took down the number 25 team in the nation. What kind of testament is this about the team you have here this season?
This team we're champions. That's how he describes it every single practice and every single game. We just got to be champions on and off the court, and it's showing. And that's what we want to prove to our whole conference and to everyone out there, that we're being champions this season.
Absolutely. And what's your reaction to this fan base storming the court here just now? What was going through your mind as that was happening?
I honestly got chills as I was running down the court. It's awesome. I love it, and I love that people are buying into it. What we have on the bench is it's showing in the stands as well. And you know what? It's so much fun.
Absolutely. Enjoy this one, Katie. Congratulations again. 13 straight wins for CNU's women's basketball team. And Chris, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawson. A big congratulations to Coach Adam Wernerberg, Alexis, and Katie on a great win against the captains of Christopher Newport. At last, 13 games in a row, and we've been thrilled to call it. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network. Don't go away as our coverage continues as the Knights men's basketball team takes on the captains right after this. We thank you so much for joining us, and go Knights!